Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Mid-Lux Muse. My name is Taylor, and here of course I love to talk about all things that have to do with mid-luxury, contemporary brands, and indie brands as it pertains to handbags, with a little sprinkle of fashion in here and there as well. Today, that is actually a little bit of what we're going to talk about. If you like content like this, please consider hitting that like button, hitting subscribe, and I would be super grateful and love to have you on this one and all the next ones after it. So after my last fashion video that had a little bit to do with the 5 things that I recommend in every fall wardrobe, I got a few comments that had questions and comments about Quince as a whole. I heard some people say various opinions about Quince on the quality of some items versus others, and I wanted to talk about that a little bit because this is a mid-luxury channel here and I love mid-luxury, right? So as it pertains to handbags, I don't like to spend over X amount, which for me is like $700. I don't like to spend more than that in my opinion. With clothing, I'm kind of the same way, right? Like there are certain things I will spend top dollar on, and then there are other things that I just won't. And I have to kind of weigh my pros and cons when I'm thinking about my lifestyle, how often something is going to get worn and how well it needs to hold up or how well I need it to hold up. And as a mom, I have to kind of vary these factors, right? And I also don't want to spend too much money on something that's just not going to get worn that often. So that brought me last year to Quince and trying out Quince for the first time. Now, I am someone who actually really is a fan of Quince, but I can also recognize that Quince has hits and misses on varying different things, right? So today I have come up with a list of hits and misses, the things that I have tried from Quince that I really didn't like, and then the things that I have tried from Quince that I really, really did like and would absolutely recommend if you're kind of in this market looking for something in these categories. So let's go. The first thing I wanted to talk about in regards to Quince are the misses, the things that I tried out that I actually didn't really like. The first thing that I tried from Quince that I actually turned out not to like so much was the 100% European linen wide leg pants. Now, at first I did like these. I actually had these in 4 different pairs. I had 4 pairs of them. So at first I did like them. I had the green color, the kind of olivey green. I had 2 of the sand linen colors. I'll put a picture up here. I also had them in black. And I loved them at first. At first, I felt like they hit me at the right length on my ankles. Now, I am short, and I've mentioned before that I wear a 25 to 26 inseam pant length. So I ordered the 26-inch inseam length, and I loved that they had the customability, at least, to kind of have stuff for short people, because I already struggle in that realm when it comes to shopping for pants. So I very much appreciated that they had that. I got them, I tried them on. They seemed to hit me okay. The first time I washed them, I wanted to really care for my fabric, right? Because it's 100% European linen. I wanted to treat it right. I wanted to do everything the right way. So I followed the instructions and I did everything they said to do, and I hung them to dry. I did everything correctly. And I hung them up and let them dry, and they dried fairly quickly. I didn't have any problems with that. But they were crispy when they were done drying. And I have hard water here. It's not that bad of hard water, and our water quality is good. So I know the water is not really the biggest problem, but I'm very natural, I'm very organic, eco, everything. So we use 7th generation laundry detergent, and I don't use any type of fabric softener, scents, or anything like that in my laundry. And I don't know, it just, the way it washed up when I hung them to dry, I didn't like it. It was very crispy. Now, perhaps if you have a different type of water, or if there's a better way to care for a linen that I'm not aware of, maybe these pants would be okay. But I ended up not taking care of them as well as I probably should have. So part of this is my fault. Part of it is I just maybe don't like them. I'm not really sure. I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest to what I like and didn't like. So then I did end up washing them again, and I put them in the dryer, and then they were softer, right? They had that nice, soft, linen-y feel. And I did that, and I did that, and I did that, and I did that. And I actually wore them pretty much all throughout this last summer, because I got them in the spring. And then I continued to wash and wear them through the summer. Probably about once a week I would wear my favorite colors, I would say. And they started to fade. And they started to kind of shrink up a little bit. So the length came up too high. I didn't like where it sat on my ankles then at that point. And it started to fade. I can show a picture of them of the black pair. I ended up selling these on Poshmark. I disclosed the condition and everything. I sold them for a pretty good price on Poshmark, but I ended up letting them go. I just didn't think that they were good for me. I honestly, here's the thing. I like nice fabrics, but when it comes to real life, as a mom, as a mother, I don't want to have to spend too much time on all of my fabrics, right? So the best thing for me is that if I get an item of clothing, it needs to be able to go through the dryer and survive and not be completely ruined. And I just didn't feel like these were it for me. I would rather move them on to somebody else who could maybe care for them better and maybe have better luck with them. I just knew that they weren't going to last the way I could see the fading happening. And I know some of that patina is normal. I've heard from another content creator who really is into fashion that kind of patina is normal for linen, but I just felt like I didn't want to deal with it. I personally didn't like it. So all this to say, these were a miss for me. My second miss from Quince was Quince's 100% European linen Midi Smocked dress. Now, I got two of this. I got it in the chocolatey kind of brownish color, and I also got it in this color. I'll stand up so you can see it better. But I got it in this color, this almost like sand color. And I'll see if you can see that fabric. It's very nice, very, very nice. The fabric, I have no really complaints about the way this fabric looks and the quality of this particular dress. So I at one time had two of those dresses. The first one, the chocolatey brown one, I didn't like the way they sewed the straps. The straps were too offset to the sides. So if you wore a bra with it, which I have to, if you wear a bra with it, your bra shows here, but the straps sat over here. So then you end up just seeing like your bra strap and everything. It didn't look right. Whereas this one is cut fine and it doesn't come into your armpits. Just the cut of that first dress was not good at all. This one, on the other hand, was fine. The fit of it was fine. I just wore it one time in the summer on Mother's Day to an outing with my family. But again, with the washing of linen, I did not run this through the dryer. Maybe it would have been better if I did. Because I wear dresses so infrequently, it probably would have been okay, but I would worry about that stretchy like bodice area, that it would ruin it somehow, and I don't want to mess with that. I actually have this one listed on my Poshmark shop, and yeah, it just wasn't for me. These dresses retail for $69.90, so they're not cheap. I mean, it's actually a decent bit for a dress, and I didn't think it was that great. Maybe it's the fabric, maybe it's me, maybe I'm the problem, but for me, it was a miss. The third thing that I tried from Quince that was a miss for me was one of their bags. Now, one of you commented under my video about my wardrobe that you have tried bags from Quince before and didn't feel that the quality was good. I can agree with you on that. Kind of, and I'll tell why. So I tried the bag that was the dupe for the Moyen Messenger by Claire V. And I was seeing reviews on YouTube talking about comparisons between the Quince dupe and the Moyen Messenger from Claire V. Claire V retails for $485, which is quite a bit of money. And the dupe, actually, people were saying it was nicer from Quince, or some people were saying it was nice or comparable to the Claire V Moyen Messenger for $129.90. Now, that is quite a bit of a big difference. So I thought, okay, why not? Let me order the Claire V and I'll order the Moyen Messenger and we'll see, right? Well, I ended up ordering the Claire V and I got it first, so I had the real thing to compare it to. And I loved the leather on my Moyen Messenger bag, but I don't think the style was quite it for me. It was kind of big. I felt like for the price of the Moyen Messenger, to be honest, it was just too expensive. It was not the best quality. I didn't like the leather that they used on the strap compared to the leather they used on the rest of the bag. It wasn't the same. It was different, and I didn't think necessarily the fit was going to end up working for me, and regardless, whatever. But then I got the Quince in the mail. It came afterward, and the leather on the Quince was very supple. It was very subtle. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm trying to say. It was very nice leather. It was very soft. Now, is it the best quality leather out there? No. They claim for it to be 100% Italian leather, so whatever that means. A lot of leather comes from Italy, doesn't mean it's good quality, right? But regardless, it was pretty good quality, I would say. I didn't like the lining of the bag so much. It seemed cheap, whatever material they ended up using to line the bag. I didn't really care for so much. And the other thing that I really didn't like about the Quince bag was the strap. I hated the Quince one. It was way too long. Even on the shortest setting, it made it hang way below my hip bone. So for me, that's a miss. I mean, I probably, truth be told, I probably could have shortened it. But even then, it's like, I didn't end up liking the Claire V bag enough to keep it. And I don't know, the strap, the lining, I mean, for the price, it was fine. For the price, it was fine. And if you're looking for a dupe of that particular bag, it's definitely a good dupe. It's a good option if you want something cheaper, but I wouldn't say it's the best quality. And I know that's been a gripe for many people that have tried bags from Quince, is that it's okay. It's not great quality. If you're looking for like a Coach quality leather bag or a Fleurone or an RSVP, you're not going to get that, right? These bags are very cheaply made. It's just the nature of Quince. But yeah, so would I recommend their leather bags? Maybe to somebody who simply will not spend a ton of money. If somebody says, oh, my budget's $100, I'll go a little over, for sure. I would definitely recommend Quince. But to somebody who loves handbags and likes really good quality and knows really good quality when I see it, no, I would not recommend Quince for that. So for that reason, the leather convertible Crescent bag was just not, it wasn't it. It was a mess. Now I want to talk about all the things that I think Quince does right. The first of which is going to be Quince's bedding. Okay, so you might be able to see behind me here, my bed. And as you can see, so I have a bed blanket on the bed, that's from West Elm. I also have pillows, that is from West Elm. But this right here, these decorative pillows, or decorative pillow shams, I should say. I have two pillows. I have the decorative pillow shams and the ones behind it. The decorative pillow shams and the actual comforter of the bed is Quince's 100% European linen box quilt set. And I love it. This is my most favorite item from Quince, 100%. I have washed this bedding a few times. I washed it when I first got it. I think I washed it another time. And then one night in the middle of the night, my son peed through his diaper and I had to strip the bed because it got on the comforter and everything. I've washed it 3 times, I think now, since I've got it. And oh my gosh, I love it. The linen is so soft. Unlike my linen that I've worn as clothing, it doesn't get crunchy. It's not crunchy at all. It feels very soft, but it feels pretty thick. And I mean, with comforters, you launder them, but you don't launder them every time you wash your sheets, right? So it's going to last longer. It's not like I'm throwing them into the washer and dryer every single week. So I think it's going to last a much, much longer time. I am very, very, very happy with this. It is the perfect comforter and pillow shams. Like I said, I don't know. I've had many comforters. I've had Anthropologie. I've had various different brands from different stores, and maybe I'm just not shopping at the right places, but I spent a pretty penny on my last comforter from Anthropologie, and this is way better. Way, way, way better. And it just looks more chic, nicer. I don't know. It's very soft, very nice. The thickness is perfect too. On Quince's reviews, if you go and look at the reviews for these, the reviews don't really do it justice. I think a lot of people don't decorate their bed up. And so it looks a little bit wrinkly, and it is a little bit wrinkly. If I take the bed blanket off, you'll see it's a little bit wrinkly. So it's not the most aesthetically perfectly pleasing bedding, but it is the perfect thickness. Not too thick, not too thin. It's not like a super thin quilt that you would get, but it's not like super plush like a really thick comforter. So perfect for summer, perfect for winter, just the best to sleep in. And they retail for $229.90, which for king size bedding is not bad at all. I want to say I spent at least $300, maybe $400 on my Anthropologie bedding, and washing and drying it various times. It faded horribly and looked so bad. So don't recommend Anthropologie, but I highly recommend Quince's bedding. The next thing that was a hit for me from Quince is something that you already know. It is my 100% Mongolian cashmere oversized boyfriend cardigan. Love this thing. You've seen me wear this, I think, a couple times now. I love this. I have had no issues. I don't believe this is Quince's 2.0 cashmere. I know some people are saying that it had an issue pilling. I have not yet experienced that. I'll be honest with you, I don't wear my cashmere a ton. I don't. And that's why I launder it so infrequently. Cashmere is one of those fabrics that doesn't need to be laundered a ton. It is antimicrobial, antibacterial by nature. So the whole point is you don't have to. It's very resistant to those things, right? But the thing is that cashmere is also a little bit delicate, and even though it's from Quince, it's not the most expensive cashmere sweater, I still want to take good care of it. I'm a mid-luxury type of person, and this is luxurious to me, but it's mid-luxury. Like, I just can't see myself spending $300, $400, $500 or more on a cashmere sweater. I'm a mom. Like, my baby's gonna drool on it, you know? I just can't see a time where I would wear this, right? Like, I don't leave to go to work. I just can't see spending that kind of money on something for my lifestyle. I just need mid-luxury, luxury things. So Quince for me is perfect. This sweater retails for $119.90. Pretty good price. Again, that is pretty expensive for me for one item of clothing. I don't like really to spend more than that on one particular item. Now, I will splurge on jeans. For jeans, I'll pay like $200. I've been known to even spend like close to $250 on jeans. $200 is honestly my comfort level with jeans. I don't want to go much above that. That is again like a mid-luxury kind of thing for me. But yeah, so Quince, cashmere, 100% recommend. I actually have 4 more sweaters from Quince coming. I don't know that I'll keep them all. 2 of them are cashmere. One of them is a cashmere cotton blend that you are actually able to machine wash according to the website. And then another one is 100% organic cotton. So I do look forward to being able to machine wash those 2. And honestly, I'll probably end up wearing those more anyway. But I will let you guys know what I think of the Cashmere 2.0 and if I think that it's still worth it. But I'll show you those when they come as well. But yeah, Quince Cashmere, 100% recommend. The other recommendation I want to make from Quince is not a specific sweater in general, but last fall when I actually went ahead and purchased this sweater, I actually purchased a haul, and I don't really like to do that so much anymore, but I did. I purchased a whole haul of sweaters from Quince, and I spent too much money on it, so I returned all but just the one because I knew I didn't need a lot. So I just kept the one and I sent all the others back. But I can definitely say that all of their sweaters that I received, whether that be 100% cotton sweaters or the cashmere, I loved them all. I loved them all almost equally. I mean, obviously this was my favorite because it's the one I kept, but all of the quality was really, really good upon arrival. I didn't have any snags. I didn't have any pilling, anything like that. They weren't shedding. Their quality of sweaters is fantastic. So just in general, as a general blanket statement, I do recommend all of the sweaters from Quince. Now, maybe somebody else has had a different experience. I know one of the people who commented below on my last video talking about fall staples was saying that her cashmere looks really bad from Quince now. So again, I don't know how their new cashmere is doing. I don't know how often you plan to wear your cashmere. I know for me, I don't wear it a ton, just, on the weekends or if I'm going to somewhere on a nice occasion. I don't really know. I don't wear it a ton. I'm usually a t-shirt, long sleeve kind of girl in the wintertime. So I want more, easy wearable type of pieces, but to have a really nice cashmere sweater in my wardrobe is important, and so for that I recommend Quince or just any of their sweaters in general. And then the last but not least thing that I tried from Quince that I would absolutely recommend is their 14 karat gold paperclip necklace. Now, I don't currently still have this. I did send it back. The necklace retailed for $218. It is sold out currently on Quince's website. I think that I got it in the spring, and I ended up sending it back, and back then they were in stock, but word must have gone around that their quality is pretty good because they're sold out now. And I think I got an email saying they were back in stock and then they're sold out again by the time I went to go look. I kind of want another one, but $218 for somebody who doesn't leave the house a ton, I just can't justify it right now. So although I did send it back because of the price and feeling guilty about keeping something that expensive that I wasn't going to use a ton. I mean, bags are like my kryptonite, so I'm okay spending money on bags, but jewelry, I have a harder time. Plus, I have jewelry that means more to me that I would rather wear. So yeah, I couldn't justify at the time keeping it, so I did send it back. But I did feel like the quality was very, very good. It was very thick, very shiny, gold. I felt like I could tug on it if I wanted to and it wasn't going to break. It was not, I mean, it felt hardy. It felt kind of heavy, to be honest, like in a good way though. For being so small and so dainty, it did feel very substantial. So I do think they use a decent amount of gold to make it, and the price was really very good. So was it the most perfect, pristine finishing of gold ever? No, I wouldn't say so. I wouldn't say that the finishing was perfectly 100% smooth. Like, you know, when you get a brand new bag and there's gold or champagne hardware and it's just like flat and perfect, pristine. It wasn't like that. There was, I don't know, maybe I would say like teeny tiny micro little bumps here and there. It wasn't perfect, but I guess you probably get what you pay for when it comes to jewelry. So, but for the price, I would say it's worth it. For me though, and my lifestyle at the time, it just wasn't worth it. But 100% Quince jewelry, I loved it. When I loved the piece that I had. So if that one is on your wish list and you're on the wait list for it and it's in your budget and you want to go for it, do it. I highly recommend it. All right, and that wraps up everything that I recommend from Quince, all my hits and all my misses. I hope this video was somewhat helpful. I know my experience is a little bit different with Quince's items. I think that if I had been a little bit more careful with my linen, I probably could have made it work. Also, on the flip side, some of the things that I think work for me, like cashmere, may not work for you if you wear your cashmere very heavily and wear it a ton. So, you know, weigh your pros and cons. Weigh the things, how you're gonna wear it. Are you gonna wear it a ton? Are you gonna wear it just a little bit? Is it a good piece to have and just wear every so often? Same thing with your linen. How often are you gonna wear it? Because I was wearing my linen every week, sometimes multiple times a week. And I like things I can throw in the dryer. And really, linen you shouldn't be throwing in the dryer too terribly often. So again, probably not the best choice for my lifestyle. Cashmere good, linen bad, unless it's bedding, then I love that. So anyway, I hope this has been helpful, guys. Let me know what you happen to think about Quince in the comments, the things you've tried, the things you haven't tried. What are the hits and misses for you? I think this is gonna vary between person to person, truthfully, because a lot of people love Quince and then I hear negative things too. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you're a Quince fan, if you are going to try them in the future. If you haven't already, let me know what you think. Anyway, if you like content like this about handbags, mid-luxury type of goods with a little fashion sprinkled in here and there, definitely please like this video and hit subscribe. I would be super grateful and love to have you back on the next one. Thank you. Bye.